First, we're measuring out 1 cup of milk to put in the spätzle dough. Then we're putting in 2 eggs, 2 whole eggs. Oops. This is reality television. You get to see all our mistakes. Now we're whisking it up really good so it gets the egg completely incorporated into the milk. And now we are stirring up the onions and sauteing them. We're going to get them really caramelized because this is käsespätzle, which is cheese spätzle, which is a commonly eaten Oktoberfest dish in Munich, Germany, which is occurring right now. We're going to do now a half a teaspoon of salt into the spätzle mixture, and we're going to mix that up again.
Spätzle is one of those things that it's not like baking where you have to be incredibly precise. Like, I think I added a little too much milk, and usually you whisk your flour and then put it in all separate, but this works. You're mixing it all up pretty fast, and there's no leavening ingredients, so I don't worry too much about measuring it and then putting it into the milk.
2 cups of AP flour you just put in?
It's either AP or bread flour. I'm not sure what I have in that.
2 cups though, right?
So it's 2 cups of flour.
Okay. Now we're going to mix up the dough to get it all incorporated, but there are no big lumps in it.
Stir slowly at first so you don't get big poofs of flour. And then once you get it, mix, mix, mix. Pancake dough, in that you don't need to beat it until it's 100% smooth, but you want it mostly smooth. Just check for big lumps. Now the batter rests while we wait for the water to come to a boil. Okay, this is my potato ricer / spätzle maker. You put a blade, and I put 2 blades here. There's actually a third. This is the one I use to make spätzle. You see, it's got nice widely separated big holes. This is the one I use when I'm initially ricing potatoes for mashed potatoes. It's got big holes, but they're much more closely spaced. There is also a third blade, which is closely spaced like this, but with smaller holes, so there's even more of them. But I rarely use it because when I make mashed potatoes, I leave the skins on and it gets clogged.
And in fact, we don't know where it is.
And we can't find it. So this is how you put it together. You put the spätzle disc in. You put this in that holds the spätzle disc in place. And then you put the dough in there. And you go smush. And Jason will take a video of that too in a second.
Here we've got some grated cheese. I've got a mixture of Gouda, Brie, and Parmigiano Reggiano here. In Germany, they would use quark cheese for making käsespätzle, but we don't have any quark cheese, so I apologize to all the Germans for using cheese from Holland, Italy, and France of all things. Yes, France, big no-no.
I think it's domestic.
Although it's domestic brie, so it's American brie, so it's American. So it's American käsespätzle. Okay, we've got the onions nice and caramelized to go into the casserole. You definitely want to see them at this point where you want to be.
Put about a third of your batter in your potato ricer or spätzle hex. Move over to the water. This is a little thin because it's been sitting and the flour got absorbed, fully absorbed. Do it right to the water and slowly pull your plunger down and lower the heat. You don't want it too vigorous. See, some of them got broken up because it was boiling really vigorously. You want it just like a nice light simmer or burbles. They're done when they float to the top after 2 to 3 minutes. And this has been about less than a minute. It's been about 45 seconds and it all floats to the top. So I usually give it at least another minute after it floats to the top. Try to get it, slightly simmering again. I think they're ready. I'll taste one. Okay, these are ready to come out. They're a little soft. Normally I just sprinkle, I have butter in the dish, and I toss each layer with the butter, and, with each prep up with the butter. Each portion?
Yep.
Each third with the butter. And I sprinkle some parsley, and that's how I serve it, but we're making this
Käsespätzle.
Käsespätzle, new recipe. So we're going to just, each time I bake some, I'm going to put some onions and some cheese. Okay, the onions are done. And each layer. Alright, so we're going to put some onions. Our cheese. Little brie, little Gouda, little Parmesan. The brie we just chunked. And the Gouda was grated coarsely, I guess. And the Parmesan was grated finely.
Yep.
Okay,
now
we got a little
chives that we picked from our garden.
Do you want some grated pepper?
Yeah, a little. Actually, they call for white pepper in the German recipe, but black pepper is just, we can use it.
Okay.
Don't really care.
We're not serving in the restaurant.
No, so we're gonna go with some black pepper with our fancy schmancy peppermills.com pepper mill, which I highly recommend. It is a completely rechargeable pepper mill, and it is able to grate copious amounts of pepper, and we all swear by it. Okay, so this is our second round of making spätzle. We just pressed a little bit more into the pot there.
I lowered the heat this time so it wasn't boiling, and I pressed it faster so they would actually be thicker. If you notice, I pressed it more quickly and on a lower boil. Actually off boil this time, and if you notice, they're like fatter dumplings, and some of them even have flat edges from being shot to the bottom of the pot. And as soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to lower it down so it doesn't do more than simmer. But these look more like spätzle. They're more dumplingy, more irregular, bigger. It's about 30 seconds before they're ready to come out of the pan. I'm going to give them a little stir. The second layer is ready to come out of the water. These are much more spätzle-like.
We've got some sausages here, which are steaming up with some sauerkraut. And traditionally at Oktoberfest, there's many different types of sausages they would use. Weisswurst, bratwursts are very common, knockwursts. These are actually Brazilian linguiça, which is a fresh type of sausage. It's very similar to bratwurst, and I happen to have a lot left over that I grilled the other night for a radizio thing that we did. But they taste very similar. It's a pork sausage, and it's got a similar consistency with a slightly different spicing. But it's still quite tasty, and it should go in the theme of our Oktoberfest style dinner tonight. Okay, here's our finished käsespätzle, our German mac and cheese for Oktoberfest. And we cooked it for about 25 minutes at, 350 degrees? And we baked it, and it's ready to eat. And thank you for joining us tonight on Oktoberfest's special edition käsespätzle video.